It has been 15 days since Brian Flores was unceremoniously dumped as head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And in that time frame, we have seen post after post after post on social media by people talking about who they want. We've seen the media themselves and Vegas odds drop candidates that the Dolphins either have interviewed or requested the opportunity to interview. And there has been one candidate that has been consistent on there who Dolphins fans have united against in unison, and that is former Denver Broncos head coach Vance Joseph. And there's a reason why. This is a guy who inherited a Super Bowl winning team from 24 months before. He had a world-class defense, a respectable offense, proceeded to go 11-21 with them, which, by the way, was the exact opposite record that his predecessor, Gary Kubiak, had, and was kicked out the door after just 2 years. To this day, many Bronco fans will tell you he was the worst head coach in franchise history. Some might say that Vic Fangio was, but, it's usually 1 or 1A. I myself, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't exactly have warm and fuzzy visions of Joseph in terms of my top 50 candidates. I mean, if you ask me, I'd rather have Dave Wannstedt, and that's not because I have a whole hell of a lot of nostalgia of bringing the Wani era back. Yet, if you look at Vegas odds, since the day Flores was fired, Vance Joseph's name has been near at the top of that list from day one. Right now, I believe he's either in the top 3 or in that. I mean, he may be in the top spot, depending upon when you look at the odds. So why is this happening? Is there a method behind Chris Grier's madness? Believe it or not, I'm going to say yes. Could it be tied to the quarterback position? I'm going to say yes. Has things changed substantially in the last 48 to 72 hours? Again, I'm going to say yes. And for those of you who do not want to see Tua Tagovailoa be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins in 2022, you may like what I'm about to say. We all know the story by now. Chris Grier just won a power struggle with Brian Flores. Flores was sent packing. Grier got another year. However, make no bones about this. If the Dolphins do not show substantial progress next year and don't make the playoffs, guess who's next to go on the chopping block and get punted out the door? If you guess Chris Grier, you win a prize. What that prize is, I don't know. Grier knows his ass is on the line. If you honestly think Chris Grier is hiring Vance Joseph because of Joseph's sparkling record and he feels like Joseph is his diamond in the rough, there's more to this story, guys. Number one, Grier is not putting his job on the line for an unproven head coach. He went down that well several times. He did it with Adam Gase. He did it with Flores. He wants somebody that knows what it's like to be an NFL head coach. Now, granted, we saw it with Joseph before. He wasn't a very good one. And I know there are some people out there, there are a small number of supporters who are trying to support Vance Joseph, who are saying, well, Bill Belichick didn't succeed in Cleveland. Somebody even mentioned Pete Carroll, okay? Guys, Pete Carroll went to the playoffs twice in New England, okay? Pete Carroll had 3 seasons with above 500 records before he got fired. Well, his last season he won 8-8. And before you mention New York, he got 1 season before Leon Hess had the brilliant idea to fire him for Richie Kotite. Bill Belichick was one of 3 coaches to lead the Cleveland freaking Browns to the playoffs in, 20-plus years? Okay, the other 2, of course, were Butch Davis and Kevin Stefanski. Vance Joseph took over a Super Bowl team and led them to an 11-21 record. So the three do not compute. But if you think it's just going to be Vance Joseph alone, think twice. There is a reason Jim Caldwell is turning down head coaching jobs. Jim Caldwell apparently has a ton of love for the Miami Dolphin organization. Jim Caldwell may not want to get back into head coaching. That seems to be the general talk. Could Jim Caldwell and Vance Joseph be a package deal? Let me tell you, Caldwell and Joseph sounds a hell of a lot more appealing than Joseph alone. On top of things, Chris Grier, again, knows his job is very much in danger. Is Chris Grier going to want to spend another season waiting to see if the light bulb goes off and if Tua takes that next step? I think Sunday changed a lot of minds, guys. I think after seeing what Josh Allen did on Sunday, after what he did on last Saturday against New England, we all witnessed what Tom Brady did to us for 20 years. I don't think he wants to see Buffalo do it again. I think we realize it's time to get this quarterback situated. I think it's time to get that position righted. Maybe the light bulb eventually goes off for Tua, but I think he realizes we need to fix the problem. Maybe it does happen for Tua, but I don't have time to wait. CBS Sports put out a report that the premium and the price for Deshaun Watson may have taken a little bit of a hike up, but a trade's expected to happen this offseason. And guess who CBS Sports mentioned as, once again, the most likely landing spot for Watson? Miami. I know we're all pissed. Everybody's pissed about that trade and where San Francisco's picking. But could this be a blessing in disguise? Could we call Houston and say, hey, listen, you want 3 picks? Here's San Francisco's pick this year. Here's our first rounder. Here's our first next year. Here's San Francisco's first. Hell, we'll even throw in a first after that. Here's 4 first rounders. You can have the 29th or 30th pick or 28th pick, whatever the hell it is. You can have San Francisco's pick next year. They're probably going to be good then, too. And by the way, Deshaun Watson and all the cap space they're going to have, go out and sign Armstead or Brown if you can pry them away from Kansas City. They're pretty cap tight. I don't know if you'll be able to pry them away, but if you can get them, get them. Go out and get another guard. Go out and get Connor Williams or go out and get, Lake and Tomlinson. You can probably get a wide receiver, too. Maybe it's not Adams. Maybe it's, somebody like a DJ Chark. But this team isn't far away, guys, from being a playoff team. Is it that bad to trade a bunch of 3 or 4 first-round picks when they're low picks? No. And I think Deshaun Watson could make them a playoff team. I know the guy has a lot of controversy off the field. And I know it's ugly. I know it's dirty. I know it stinks. If you're willing to look past all that, there's a quarterback out there right now that makes Miami on par with Buffalo, makes Miami on par with Kansas City. This guy had his best passing season of his career where he was chucking the rock to Kiki fucking Kute and Chad Hansen. What would he do with Jalen Waddell? What would he do if Gesicki's re-signed? They go out and sign a DJ Chark or they go out and sign a Chris Godwin, which is very possible. Miami could compete quick. They were 9-8 with no offensive line. They were 9-8 with a shitty offensive coordinating duo. They were 10-6 last year with Chan Gailey, who was, antiquated back in the 1990s. And again, no offensive line. It ain't going to take much to fix that line, guys. They've got money. They've got cap space. There are players out there they could sign. Like I said, go out and sign Orlando Brown if you can get him away. If not, Armstead's going to be there now that Sean Payton walked away. He's not going to want to stick around at age 30. He's not going to want to stick around for a complete reset of the New Orleans Saints. Go get Armstead. He could be had. Go get Lake and Tomlinson. Go get James Daniels from the Bears. There's enough fixes there. Robert Hunt's good. I'm not willing to throw in the towel on Liam Eichenberg. I think he showed some glimpses. Get yourself a couple of offensive linemen. Fix that line. It's easy fix. Go get a Chris Godwin. Suddenly this is a 12-win team with the right coach. Maybe it's, Vance Joseph doesn't move the needle, but I think Vance Joseph and Jim Caldwell do. And they bring in a hotshot young offensive mind to mentor and build up because Jim Caldwell's 68. He's not going to want to do this forever. Maybe there is a method behind Chris Grier's madness. Or maybe I'm losing mine and I'm completely mad. But I think there's more to this than meets the eye. I think that after Sunday, a lot of mindsets changed in Miami. I would not be surprised if Vance Joseph gets the call, but I think there's Jim Caldwell coming with him, and I think it's going to be tied into a possible trade for Deshaun Watson. Because I think they realize Josh Allen's going to haunt us for a decade or more. We got to fix QB. We got to fix all this. We're close, but we're still far away. Keep these thoughts in mind. And if it plays out, I'm going to look like a genius. If not, this video is going to sound like I'm going to sound crazy, but who knows? But again, keep this in mind. There's more to this than meets the eye, trust me. More to this than meets the eye, other than the fact that Greer and Joseph got along when Joseph was in Miami for that 1 year. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.